So, I want to talk about ego and how this is affecting the manosphere. As a, I want to respect some of these creators, David Hammond being one of them, but I'm worried that his ego's getting to him. I even made a video kind of asking his message is not good. So he's putting out some bad messages that aren't helping guys. I'm gonna disagree with the whole. There's a side of the nofap community slash semen retention community that is just totally against approaching women in any way. And they even think it's weak to even think about approaching women, which is wrong, man. Like, it's okay to want to approach women. I'm not saying you should like put your whole journey of getting of your whole journey around women. Obviously, that's not even good for women. Women don't find that attractive anyway. But to say that it's like to approach women is like a bad thing in general is kind of a stupid and like honestly beta way of thinking if you think about it, because it's like there's nothing wrong with wanting to approach women. It is in our DNA. It is part of who we are, and I think it's perfectly okay to make connections with women. Doesn't always have to be sexual. Doesn't have to be a hookup. Doesn't have to be like, but to in life we need charisma, like in general, and I don't think it's productive to keep yourself in a state of introversion, because the one thing I was realizing about the self-improvement space, one of the biggest things I'm seeing from a lot of these guys is they're not really understanding they're not really relating the importance of charisma, as they're kind of prioritizing gym, physical stuff, working, all that, like, and that, all of that's great, but having a good social life and building a good social life is not just important for getting girls and all that. It's just important in life in general. And the fact that we're neglecting kind of one of the most important skills, charisma, is an extremely thing, and you should learn it. You should learn how to talk to people. You should learn, because that's how you're going to get those things in life. I mean, you can work out at the gym all day, but if you isolate yourself, if you stay in this mode of it's weak to talk to women or this stuff, it's not going to be productive and it's not going to be good for you. And you know, yesterday I've approached a couple women lately, and I've definitely seen like a big boost in my confidence, a big benefit, and it's definitely doing with retention. And that doesn't mean that, like I said, you shouldn't just do it for this. Obviously, you should do it for yourself, but I think another aspect of retention and self-improvement is learning charisma, learning how to talk to people, learning how to, yes, talk to women, and just talk to people in general. Like, women are a great thing. Don't focus solely on them, because that's obviously not attracted to them anyway. They want you to have options. Women are more attracted to you if you have options. You know, you're going to see this time and time again. But if we hide and we act insecure, women see that. And also, it's not going to help us. Like, it's, if anything, if we're staying in the self-improvement space and we're just like monks in a corner, like, there's nothing wrong with monks. That's how you want to be. If you want to go and be a hermit and be a monk and leave society, and you want nothing to do, you want to have kids, you want to just live in that and let your energy build, and meditation and all that's fantastic. And honestly, hats off to you. If that's what you want to do with your life, that is fine. But for the majority of men, we want to connect with women. It is okay to, I think, admit that some of this is about connecting with women. I think there's a lot it's saying, it's kind of cool to say focus on yourself, ignore women, but the drive doesn't go away. You want women. You're a lot of this is to, we do self-improvement is admittedly to attract women, and I think admitting that, there's nothing wrong with admitting that. Like, it's not weak, it's not wrong, it's perfectly normal, it's perfectly natural to want to approach women. Now, what is not natural is watching PMO, watching screens, watching be staying in your room, and that's totally the behavior that we want to get rid of. And that is the side of the manosphere that's good. And promoting that is perfectly important, I actually think. It's not just good, it's important to promote no PMO, no FAP. These are very important practices that are needed for you to go on that journey of approaching women. I feel like you should do a period of celibacy where you kind of, yes, like you do restrict yourself, but don't put your life on hold. That's one of the dumbest things that people on NoFap do, is that you tend to because you're on NoFap, you tend to just do NoFap and you tend to like literally just focus on yourself. But at the end of the day, it turns into like the same cycle where your anxiety doesn't completely go away, because that's one thing I realized. My social anxiety didn't go away when I just stayed in my comfort zone. In fact, it got worse. And then when like the other night when I went out and got out of my comfort zone, it makes it much harder when you've isolated yourself. So it's good to just go out and do things, interact with other humans daily on a daily basis. Go out a couple times a week, like, yes, and party a little bit. I don't see anything wrong as long as you're not being an idiot. Like, I think the thing is like, it's okay to party and do stuff like that. You just don't take it overboard. Don't stay up till 3 a.m. like an idiot. Take care of your goddamn body regardless. Don't drink too much. It's just like, be smart, like, about what you're doing. And yes, connect with people. I honestly, the only way I would recommend behaving like that is if you're getting something out of it. If you're getting a girl, if you're getting a connection, if you're connecting with people in a deeper level. Hats off to you. That's the thing. Like, it is really up to you to fix these issues in your life and to feel that good social connection. That's why I advise going on retention, not drinking. Like I said, drinking is a whole nother thing, and I think it can be dangerous. It can be wrong to drink. I'm not a big fan of alcohol, and I'm not a fan of partying, but I don't think that it's completely disconnecting if you have these activities completely and just staying on retention, staying in this kind of monk mode thing is necessarily what you want in life. It's for everyone. I'm saying for some people, yes, that may work. For some people that may work. But in my experience, I'm realizing I do want to connect with women. Yes, I do want to connect with women. Yes, I do want to move forward and build charisma and pick up stuff. It's kind of cringe calling it whatever it is, but all it is just simply talking to women like a normal person and not being weird. It's really not as hard as we think. When you look up all this shit, if you realize the whole thing of the concept of a pickup artist is kind of cringe, because the concept of just talking to somebody and it being this science and all this shit is probably the thing that fucks it up more, and why I think a lot of guys we tend to stay in this coping mode where we're like, haha, that shit doesn't work. That shit doesn't work. We act like Jeffries, and we don't think about the fact that if we just come up to people and we talk about our life, we got to have shit going for us, that's for sure. But also it's like I think even if you don't have shit going for you, it's all about how you frame it. It's all about your mindset. If you're like, I'm gonna cry, my life is shit, then obviously it's not gonna, like, no one likes that energy. No one likes negative energy. So it's all about your energy, like how you look at it. Like if you look like, oh, I'm broke. Oh, I'm broke. Oh, I'm fine. I'm not working right now. You just say I'm not working out now, but life's gonna turn out good. Everything is vibrations. Everything is about energy that we create and how we look at things. Some people, there's always outliers, so we shouldn't always generalize how things look. Generally, for me, I think retention is going to be the best bet, because that's what worked for me. Not every dude's going to be on retention. Guys, believe it or not, there's some guys that are, believe it or not, I met my first girlfriend when I was not on retention. I was a loser back when I met my girlfriend. But my energy, I didn't realize it at the time, my energy was like so nonchalant. I wasn't trying. If you're trying too hard, that's the weird thing I'm realizing about women. It just backfires. It's like, you just end up sounding desperate. You end up coming off with weird energy. And even if you're fapping all the time, it's not that. The thing that they've said in a lot of these retention videos is that women can actually tell whether you're fapping or not, which is not true. What I think is that the women can tell if you're fapping and you're putting out shame signals, like I would say subconscious signals. Sometimes it's subconscious. That's the thing. We aren't always aware of these things that we're putting out. That's the weird thing about our subconscious. But if we are generally having shame about something that we're doing, and that energy is going out to people, you, not only that, it's not that people can feel your energy, it's that you feel that energy. And so people are reflecting that energy that you are putting out. If that makes sense, when it comes to retention, or not when you're not on retention. It is depending on how you're responding to the situation. The reason I don't advise not being on retention is because when you're on retention and you've gone a period of time, even 30 days, your energy vibration goes up because you're feeling this wakenness, because you don't have that low state. You don't have that low state. But here's the thing. A lot of people in retention will say that that's because, but that's a choice too. Even on retention, you can be in a low state. And I think there's cycles that goes on with our mood, which our physical environment affects us. And there's times when we have a choice to let it affect us or not. Like our habits, where our habits can affect, our own habits can affect that. And there's times when our own habits don't affect it. For instance, when our energy is just so high, like we're hitting the gym, like when you're feeling good, that is when the energy is in its good place. When I would say, like, because I'm on day like 238, and I had a flatline the other day. I'm feeling kind of sick right now, but it's all about the response. If I like respond to the situation, oh man, I'm sick. Oh, I guess, it's going to create that. That is going to how your universe could be, because ultimately your actions really do affect the universe, like around you, like, because you're the center of your world. And at the end of the day, one of the things I also realize is that people don't really care. Like, no one really cares that much about you. No one really gives a shit about you. That's why depression hits people, because people think that people really give a shit. Depression is I think, a subconscious. It is the kind of like people trying to like. It's when your mind has a delusion where it really believes that the universe, like other people around us, care, like they really see us, and it projects, and we see. And yes, the weird thing about it, I think, is that it's true. When you think that, the world will reflect that, but it doesn't mean that the world around you really is like that. It just means that your mind is validating itself. For instance, this is why every guy is afraid of rejection. So anyway, I don't know, just some thoughts. You can be on retention and you can want to approach girls, believe it or not. I think in fact it's okay. But I think I don't think you should approach women till you've done at least 6 months. I think there is actually a period of time where I think you should approach women, but you should not have a goal to sleep with them. Depending on what your philosophy is, that's a different thing. For me, I'm kind of like in a place where I don't know if I want to sleep with women or not. I could, but I don't know if I want to, because every single time, for whatever reason, when I pick up a girl, they always have a boyfriend, and I don't want to be a fucking asshole who break up people's relationships. So anyway, peace.